Welcome to another episode of Two Things Can Be True. I'm your host, Brandon. It's been a minute, about a month since I dropped. I'm back in full effect and updates. First of all, how y'all been? And when I say how you been, how you really been, I don't need God is good all the time, God is good, I'm blessed, I'm highly favored. No, how are you really doing? It's a lot going on out here. It's been about 100 degrees every day. People going missing, babies found on side of the interstate. Like, how are you doing? How are you really doing? I asked that question because I'm sincere, because I think we should all be able to express how we're doing without having to give a generic "I'm okay" and "you're not okay." Because it is okay to be not okay, but you just gotta get okay. Those are the rules to being okay. As far as me, life be lifing like it always do. Life be lifing, then this heat be heating, and that is what it is. A couple things. First of all, as I stated, after 10 episodes, I'm buying myself a new computer because, as we all know, this computer is slow. I want to say this is episode 3, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, after 10 episodes, getting a new computer. So, it's on me to do that. Second thing, I got a shout out on a podcast about a couple of weeks ago. Podcast Dropping All Gems, podcast that I like. And I don't recommend things that I don't listen to personally. It's hosted by T and V. When I tell you they're some of the funniest people, they giving their take on what's going on in the world. It's a unique take. They have great chemistry together. Thank you for the shout out. If you have time, listen to the podcast Dropping All Gems. Unlike me, they're on Spotify and Apple, and right now I'm just on YouTube. So hey, once I get there, I get there. But shout out to them, man, for the shout out. And go ahead and listen to them. Give them a listen. Give them a holler. What else has been going on? Instagram page. We got the Instagram page up. Two Things Can Be True Pod. What else? YouTube, of course, YouTube. Fanbase. Two Things Can Be True Pod. So go ahead, check it out. Give it a follow. Leave a comment. As you know, I love comments. Like your comments. I thrive off comments. Speaking of comments, let's hop right into it. Carlee Russell and Interstate Baby. First of all, Carlee Russell and this Interstate Baby. When I first heard about this, I want to say last week, about a week ago. Today is Wednesday, Thursday. Heard about it Thursday when it happened. I kid you not. The first thing that I said when I heard this was, there's no such thing as finding a baby on the interstate. That's the first thing I said. There's no such thing as finding a baby on the interstate. It just doesn't happen. And I know they've been using babies to get people to pull over, strollers, stuff like that, this, that, and the third. But as far as a baby walking on the interstate, there's no such thing as a baby on the interstate. Now, you'll see a baby in the road. Parents in the house sleep. They sneak out the house. They're in the road. You'll see that. You'll see a baby on the highway maybe, if they go that far. But this is my thinking behind it. Babies like toddlers, 4 or 5 years old, think about how far the interstate is from your house. Them kids ain't walking to the interstate. You're not going to see no babies on the interstate. It's too far to walk. First thing the baby going to do is not have Wi-Fi. You know these kids like Wi-Fi. They like tablets. These kids cannot go that long without Wi-Fi and having a tablet. So, number one, they not walking to an interstate because there ain't no Wi-Fi on the way. And they just not going to do it. Number two, it's hot outside. What babies walking to the interstate in this heat? You know your kids, how lazy they are. They can't even walk to the bathroom without getting tired, saying they hot, need something to eat, this, that, and the third. But, yeah, the situation, not playing Monday morning quarterback, but my initial thoughts were there's no such thing as a baby walking on the interstate. And when it finally happened, some things started to come out, I thought what everybody else was thinking. Oh, she had an appointment. She had an appointment. That's all it is. She had an appointment. She was looking up these crazy things. First of all, when the press conference happened, they was talking about what she was looking up. She was looking up the movie Taken, Amber Alerts, and I'm like, what? No, what you doing, Carlee, baby? What are you doing? This is not how that goes. And looking up the movie Taken is wild because what you looking up? How to sound like Liam Neeson and say you have a unique set of skills? Obviously you don't. To add on to that situation, I made jokes just like everybody else did, posting, funny things about the situation. And somebody commented on one of my posts that is not funny. And if you know me, follow me on social media, I never respond to people. First of all, who are you niggas? I don't know you niggas personally, so I'm not responding to you. Second of all, I understand that there's a group of people that's what they do. That's what they like to do. They like to get in comments. They like to distract in comments, and I'm not here for it. If that's what you need to go talk to a therapist. I am not here to go back and forth with you in any comment. Go talk to a therapist. Go talk to somebody that'll listen to you. I ain't here for it. And initially, I kind of wanted to respond. They say it's not funny, and that's cool. You can not think I'm funny. You can not think a post is funny. That's cool. That's fine. But the unmitigated gall to write not funny on a post, you can just not write it. The first response that came to my mind, if I was to respond was, don't laugh. It's as simple as that. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. It's not funny. Don't laugh. I look at it like this. My favorite car, dream car, if you will, is a Mercedes G63, a G-Wagon. They start off at about $250,000. I would look quite the dummy. Mercedes-Benz post on their Facebook page, we just got a new shipment of G-Wagons in. They start at $225,000. I would look quite stupid commenting on Mercedes-Benz page saying, not affordable. I give Mercedes-Benz permission at that moment to respond to me and say, don't buy it then. I mean, come on now. Come on. There's no need for that. No need for that. And it just brings up the question, what is funny? What can we laugh at? What can we not laugh at? Because a few weeks ago, people were making the jokes about the submarine. Can't laugh at that. People make jokes about Carlee. Can't laugh at that. What? Laugh police. What can we laugh at? What can we laugh at? Because every time a situation comes up, you always have a person that's not funny. This could be you. That's good. Well, newsflash, asshole. Everything that happens in the world can be us. And it's funny. If it happened to us, if it don't happen to us, funny is funny. So move on. And even the takeaway from that, we making jokes because the girl okay. At the end of the day, the girl is okay. That's why we making jokes. If she would have still been missing, we wouldn't be making jokes. We making jokes because she okay. There are more serious things that we haven't joked about. In the past year, you remember in January, there was a gunman that opened fire in LA. We ain't laugh about that. February, you remember the Michigan State shooting where somebody was on Michigan State campus shooting? We ain't laugh about that. March, Russia invaded Ukraine. 6 people were killed in a Nashville school shooting. We ain't laugh about that. April, another shooting. Guess where? Alabama, hour and a half from where Carlee saw the interstate baby. Did we laugh about that? 4 people died. Nope. May, a Texas man murdered 8 people at a mall north of Dallas. Did we joke about that? No, we didn't. June, submarine thing happened. And my thing is, when it's something serious, when it's something important, because half the stuff I just mentioned were people getting shot. Michigan State shooting, Nashville school shooting, Alabama party, 4 people dead, Texas man murdered 8 people at a mall. That made headlines. We didn't laugh about that. And this is my thing with that. This is my theory. People like to comment on stuff when it's an opinion involved. Nobody likes to comment when it's fact-based. This is what I mean. When the situation with Carlee happened, we saw a videotape, and that's all we had. And what did people do? Start making opinions, start forming opinions. Some were spot on, some were right, saying it sound kind of fishy. But at the end of the day, people that seek attention, people that want to argue on the internet, they always argue about things opinion-based. There were no facts in that case before that man did that press conference and pulled up all them receipts. Y'all saw the boy the boy had pages and pages of receipts. We didn't know any of that until he told us. So people who were arguing in the comments and giving their theories, they were talking opinion. You know what's not an opinion? Ron DeSantis down in Florida, what he's doing with education, what he's doing down there. Let's talk about that. That's not an opinion. You know what you have to talk about DeSantis and what he's doing down there? You got to have facts. Because when I talk to you, I'm going to say things that are facts, and you have to say facts back to talk to me. They don't have those kind of conversations and comments because that's fact-based. That's fact-based. Nah, we want to give our opinion. We want to tell what we think happened. If you want me to comment back, if you want me to address you, speak facts. Speak facts. That's all it is. I'm not responding to no opinion. You know why? Because I have one. You have one. Anybody watching this have one. You will be all day responding to opinions. I ain't got time to be responding to no opinions. Speak some facts. And Carlee, the method that she used, they say the girl was eating Cheez-Its buying snacks. It's like, okay, we've all been young and dumb before. I think the girl like 25. We've all been young and dumb. I went missing too. You know how it is. You got a girlfriend, you in college, you doing something else you ain't supposed to do. I just checked myself into the hospital. Yeah, I don't need to do all that. I don't need to look up Amber Alerts. I don't need to look up the movie Taken. I don't need to do all that. I just check myself into the hospital. Come home 48 hours later. Where you been? Got a wristband. Got a wristband, baby. I was in the hospital the whole time. Phone went out. Couldn't call you. They had me on 24-hour watch. Couldn't call you. Got me a wristband. To all the Carlees out there in the world, you don't have to do all that. You don't have to make this elaborate plan up to go missing. Just go to the hospital and get you a wristband. Case closed. Situation solved. Wristband. What do I believe should happen to her? Yes, there should be. I don't know. I want to say she lied, but I don't think lying is against the law. She did cause them to use resources. Maybe that's the thing. But here's my thing. You niggas went out there and got all them PPP loans, and y'all still walking out here today, right? They just made you pay that money back because you got the PPP loan. You bought the Hellcats. I saw you. You bought the Hellcats. You bought the belts. I saw you. And I still see y'all niggas walking around on the street. So if y'all ain't go to jail for getting them 20 and 30,000 in PPP loan, she shouldn't go to jail. She shouldn't go. People like to say, oh, she used resources. And I looked up some stats. Because you know me. I like to look up my stats. I like to look up at my numbers. What did I just say? Facts. I don't talk to people without having facts. If I'm not mistaken, this was Hoover, Alabama. November 4th, 2021, according to 280 Living website, Hoover's $150 million budget to fund more police at Galleria and sidewalks. The $150 million budget approved by the Hoover City Council for fiscal 2022 includes money to hire 4 new police officers for a new police beat at the River Chase Galleria. They done already passed that budget for more money. So them resources, she ain't waste resources. If anything, she gave some cops some extra overtime to look for her ass. They ain't complaining. They ain't complaining. We look at it like they was wasting resources. Them people looking at it like, oh, this overtime. She was only gone for 2 days. Oh man, I wish she was gone for a whole week. Give me a week's worth of overtime. So I don't buy that. I don't go with the whole narrative of she wasted resources. She did, but they got it. They got it. We always talk about defund the police and they don't need money for all this and they got too much equipment and they got this. Now, on one hand, y'all talking about both sides of your neck. On one hand, you say the police got too much money for this, that, and the third. And when it's time for them to use those things that they have that cost money, oh, we wasting resources. What is it? What is it? Do we need to defund them because they have the, do we not waste? What is it? What is it? Once again, just people talking out their ass, wanting to be heard on the internet. The other thing, and going back to this being serious, and people say that folk wasn't taking it serious. We black. At the end of the day, we black, and we know when we hear something that don't make sense. For me, it was the baby walking on the interstate. It didn't make sense that a baby, and we say baby, I don't know the age or what she said the age was. I didn't listen to the 911 tape. But let's say the kid was 4 or 5 years old. It didn't make sense to me that a 4 or 5-year-old would walk all the way to the interstate. Let's say they got dropped off. Okay, they could have got dropped off if the people didn't want them, but I don't see a parent dropping a kid off on the interstate if they didn't want them. Around the street corner, yeah, fire station, I just don't see a baby walking on the interstate. That just seemed wild to me. And going back, like I said, for people that think that folk don't take things serious, or for people to think that, oh, there are more important things. I'm on the FBI's website right now. FBI missing and FBI kidnapped and missing persons. LaShaya Stein missing since July 2016 from Aurora, Colorado. She was 16 at the time she went missing. She's still missing. Ain't nobody joked about that. Going back, let's go down. Rajah Adriana McQueen, missing since June 2001, Cleveland, Ohio. She would be, how old now? I want to say she would be 37. No, she was 27. Yeah, she was 27 at the time she went missing. So around the same age that Carlee was. Pictures of a car, and I'll put all these pictures. Everything that I talk about, I put the pictures up on the Instagram after I dropped the episode. But nobody joked about that. Nobody joked about that. Let's go down. Donita Wilkerson, June 21st, 2020, Evansville, Indiana. She was born 1976, so she was, what, 34 when she went missing? And her last place being seen was actually at a hotel, getting inside of a car. She's really missing. Nobody really joked about that. And for all you people that say, oh, there are other people out there that's missing, did you know Donita was missing? Did you know Rajah was missing? Did you know LaShaya was missing? And there's like over 100 people on the list. But the point that I'm making is, we live in such a society where everybody likes to talk out both sides of their neck, like to talk out their ass. On one hand, you want to say, this is not funny, don't laugh at this. The other hand, oh, you could do, it's like, what are the rules? Are you making it up as you go? Because there are a lot of important things that we can focus on. And you see, they're actually missing people. Did you know their name? Are you keeping their memory alive? Are you fighting for them every day? I get what she did was egregious. I get what she did shouldn't have been done. But I also get that her ass gonna get them jokes. Once we find her alive, her ass gonna get them jokes. So yeah, that's my take on that. People just like to talk out of their ass on the internet, and sometimes it's like, shut up. And another thing I want people to shut up on, black people, let me talk to y'all for a minute. White people, you can stay, or you can, I'm talking black people, let me talk to y'all for a minute. TikTok video, everybody saw that went viral, of the guy that was in the restaurant and he was complaining about the bill being split. When are we as a people gonna stop with this splitting bill nonsense? It's nonsense. You have to eat every day. You have to pay for meals every day. Here's my thing with the splitting the bill. You ain't never bought no car without finding out how much it costs first. You never purchased a pair of shoes without asking, yo, how much these cost? You never purchased a house or rented an apartment without asking how much is the rent. Why are niggas going to restaurants not finding out how much the food costs? Everything else you need to know how much it costs before, except the food. What is it with going to a restaurant that you know is a high-end restaurant, upscale restaurant, whatever you call it? What is it with going to these restaurants and having these problems with splitting the bill? I mean, first of all, the most common of sense is, if you're going to eat $100 worth of food, bring you $100. If you're going to eat $50 worth of food, bring you $50. That cuts that nonsense out from the beginning. However much food you're going to eat, bring that much money. Talk to the people before. They're your friends, y'all going out. Talk to them before. Yo, are we splitting this? Are we, what we doing? Talk to them before. And as far as splitting the bill, there's a consensus with splitting the bill. If you had $200 worth of food and everybody else had 50, they not about to split that with you. That's stupid. Why would they? When do we do that in life? You pay your fair share. You pay your half. Now, I would say this. Let's say it's my birthday, right? Let's say it's my birthday anybody else's birthday, you go out to a restaurant and your friends say, hey, get what you want. We all gonna split the bill. That's understandable. But to say you gonna go out on a regular Saturday, a regular day that y'all go out, and you gonna order $200 worth of food, and I think this bill was like $4,000. I'm like, first of all, where are y'all at? Second of all, where are y'all at? Third of all, you don't go to a place where the bill equals 4,000 without knowing that bill might be 4,000. There's just some things you don't do. All right, but I don't know. I hear people talk, and I'm tired of these relationship podcasts. If I hear another person on a relationship podcast talk about splitting the bill, it's like, yo, dating is expensive. Yes. Stop eating out if you can't afford it. They still sell ground beef at Walmart. Stop eating out if you can't afford it. That's number one. It's expensive to date. Yeah, it's expensive to date. Restaurants have gone up in prices since COVID to recoup what they lost. It's expensive to date. Stop dating if you can't afford it. Stop eating out if you can't afford it. Point blank in a period. I would say this though. If you are talking to somebody with the intention to date, maybe there's some wiggle room to talk about who's going to split the bill. Because you know what? If you're really trying to be with this person long term, and I'm talking marriage, then that's what you're going to do when y'all get together. You're going to split bills anyway. I ain't talking about these crazy situations where the woman say it's been 20 years and I never paid a bill. Not those situations. That happens, but real talk, that ain't common. That's not common in real life. Maybe back then when my grandpa had a family and bread cost 20 cents a loaf. Yeah, but in today's time, I read too many articles saying rent is going up everywhere. I read too many articles that say milk is going up, gas is going up, to say that one person is just going to take care of a whole family. It don't work like that no more. Yes, it does. You have some people that have good jobs. They heart surgeons. They, corporate attorney. Yeah, but for the regular part, for the regular folk, you ain't going to be with nobody that's going to be able to pay all the bills, and that's it. And it don't really happen like that. Sometimes, yes, two things can be true. Sometimes, yes. Most times, hell nah. Y'all splitting the bills. So if you're going out with somebody and you're really looking forward to dating them, asking them, really looking forward to marry them, asking to split the bill ain't too far out the picture, because we're going to be splitting bills when we get married. So I just stop talking about splitting food. Like, just don't go out if you can't afford it. Stop eating out. Stop eating out. You want to be fancy? Get DoorDash. Let them deliver it to you. Stop eating out, especially these expensive places. Anyway, kind of rushing this episode because I want to get some information out. Last thing though. I'm always asking people, are they okay? Are they really okay? I got a cool assignment I thought of. This is therapy level assignment right here, but I assigned it to myself. So I guess I'm a therapist now. Tune in for your weekly therapy session. But anyway, I'm sitting in the house and I started thinking, and my thoughts led me to 5 years ago. Something happened 5 years ago. And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? It'll be kind of cool to see, is there a difference in my life in the past 5 years? There a difference in my life from the past 5 years? So I said, okay, let me sit down and write out what the past 5 years of my life has looked like. And I'll share something with you, I don't mind. In the past 5 years, I always talk about me going to see my grandmother in the nursing home, right? When I actually sit down and wrote it out, 5 years ago, my grandmother was staying in her house. Fully functional person standing in the house by herself, no assistance needed. So I'm like, wow, okay, this nursing home thing is a new experience for her, because you think it's longer than what it is. But when I actually wrote it out, she's only 5 years ago, she was staying in the house by herself. 5 years ago, most people know me as a teacher. Yes, from all this stuff you hear me talk about, yes, people actually let me teach kids in 3 states, as a matter of fact. But 5 years ago, I was a teacher, and I hadn't taught in 5 years. 5 years, almost exactly 5 years to the date. I hadn't taught in 5 years. 5 years ago, I switched careers. I've gotten 2 promotions since switching. Okay, that's a good thing. Switch careers and you got 2 promotions in 5 years. That's kind of a good thing. I'm doing good on the job scene. 3 years ago, during COVID, I bought a pair of dumbbells because In my mind, I was gonna work out every day and get big while I'm in the house. Pause. Just work out every day. Never happened. Those dumbbells, one is over there and one is over there. It's decoration now. Bought a treadmill. Used it the day I set it up, see if it worked. Never used it. So, you know what? In the past 5 years, fitness is something I haven't been taking serious. Oh, this past 5 year thing works. And I'm telling you, do it. Write out what you've been doing in the past 5 years, and it will show you if you've been on track with that or if you've been off track with that. Make adjustments accordingly. Yo, that's all I really got to share with you for today. I will be back. It is cooler. Air is blowing right now. I'm cool. No excuses though. Just remember, man, are you okay? Are you really okay? If not, get okay. That's the name of the game. It's okay to be not okay, but you got to get okay. That's the name of the game. Two Things Can Be True Pod, Instagram. Two Things Can Be True Pod, Fanbase. Leave comments, share it on YouTube, of course. Other than that, Two Things Can Be True. I'm Brandon, and I'm out.